What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Pokemon BDSP competitive video. Today I'm talking about a Pokemon that I use on a number of my teams because it's just so freaking strong and it's just so versatile, and that is Rotom Wash. Super fun Pokemon. If this is your first time here on the channel, make sure you are subbed for more videos like this in the future. Let's get into it. So again, as I say in all these, this is not the set in stone way to use this Pokemon. This is just the stuff I've tested and I really like using for this particular Pokemon. So Rotom Wash. Now, this is a very specific video because there's 150 different freaking forms of Rotom, obviously. So this Pokemon can be used in a number of scenarios, but we're focusing on the water electric version because it is so good on so many different teams, and it's just a threat. It's an absolute unit against so many different Pokemon. So the one I use on most of my teams, the set that I like using the most on Rotom Wash is as follows. We got a Citrus Berry here with Levitate as the ability, obviously, and Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Will-O-Wisp, and Hydro Pump. The reason I like Thunderbolt is because it can do some real chip damage to anything that is out in front of you. Hydro Pump can do the exact same, big damage, and Volt Switch gets you out of some sticky situations. The EV spread I like, though, is 252 HP, 252 special attack, and a 4 speed. This just makes you incredibly bulky with the Citrus Berry. You get low half health, you use that Citrus Berry, you get right back up, and you do some really big work. So I really like using this particular form of Rotom. Another popular set to use on Rotom Wash is the Leftover set with Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Will-O-Wisp, and Hydro Pump. It does have a higher speed stat here because if you look at the special attack on this Pokemon, it is very high regardless. So I can throw in a different speed stat if you wanted to give it max speed, so you're outspeeding a lot of stuff, a lot of threats in the format. That can give you a distinct advantage on this particular Pokemon. But for me personally, I just like the extra damage more than anything, which you saw here with my original Rotom set. But the speed is a valid option, so that way you're outspeeding certain Pokemon. Again, you could do the same leftover spread, but you can go ahead and throw your special attack back in like I was just talking about. The final one that is pretty popular, you see it quite a bit on this particular Pokemon, is the Trick Rotom. So you swap out Thunderbolt, you still run your Will-O-Wisp, your Hydro Pump, and your Volt Switch, but this time you throw Trick on there and throw something stupid like a Lagging Tail on it that's going to slow the opposing Pokemon down. That is going to give you a real advantage, especially if you're going against something like an Infernape and they want to stay in on you. You go ahead and trick it, give them a Lagging Tail, and then they're going to be slow as dirt for the rest of the battle, and it's going to be very beneficial. A lot of people are using this, and again, this might work better with a higher speed stat for this particular EV spread, so that way you're trying to get that off as quickly as possible. That could be a very beneficial rotation for this particular Pokemon. Now, in terms of Pokemon that work super well with Rotom, anything that's going to take ground damage, anything at all that will take ground damage is going to be nice with this particular Pokemon because you have Levitate. You're going to be able to stop anything. So Infernape works super well with this Pokemon. Most ice types are going to work very well with this Pokemon. Just stuff like that is super nice. Anything that's going to take big ground damage, you know, Gengar works very well with this because, you know, you got your poison, so you're going to take high earthquake damage. Being able to rotate Rotom in and just do really big damage, avoid the big damage and then do big damage in return is incredibly nice because most people don't want to take a Hydro Pump from a Rotom Wash. It's just not very pleasant because this Pokemon has such a high special attack stat. So that works incredibly well. Also, anything that takes, you know, big damage from electric type attacks, because this Pokemon is so bulky, especially with the spread that I run on it, you're going to be able to take hits from electric type because they're just neutral to you, and you're not going to be able to really, well, they're not going to be able to do big damage. You're not going to have to worry so much about Rotom taking those hits, especially with a Citrus Berry or leftovers on this Pokemon. You're going to be able to just kind of get that back no problem. So that, you know, things like Honchkrow are very nice with this Pokemon. Honchkrow works very well, like I talked about in my previous Pokemon breakdown video. Staraptor works very well with this Pokemon. Stuff like that is very nice, and then you combo that with a ground type, you know, to swap into on electric type attacks into those as well. If Rotom isn't something you really want to take a hit with, that's going to be incredibly beneficial. So any fire type, also anything weak to fire, Rotom is very nice for, again, because of its high defensive stats. So stuff like Scizor or ice types can be very beneficial having Rotom on your team because you're just going to be able to take that hit no problem. So anything like Mamoswine that's going to take big fire damage, stuff like that, you're going to be able to rotate Rotom in, take the hit, and then they're going to be in panic mode after that. So very nice Pokemon to have. Now, in terms of Pokemon that are going to be a significant problem for Rotom, are going to be anything that can run, you know, certain grass type moves. Freeze Dry is a big one against this particular Pokemon. So for example, Glaceon has been one that I've used a lot, and it's had so much benefit because of the Freeze Dry capability. Freeze Dry is super nice against Rotom because, you know, it's really only weak to grass. So that's the thing you got to watch for. Manaphy is very good into this Pokemon because it does usually run Energy Ball. You're going to be able to get hit by an Energy Ball, especially if they're Tail Glowed. That's going to cause problems. Latios and Latias are pretty good into this Pokemon because, again, they can also run Energy Balls. So that can pose some very big issues. But a big one that's really popping up right now is Tangrowth. Tangrowth is very popular right now because it's so bulky defensively, and it's got pretty high special attack. They're going to be able to go in and, you know, Giga Drain you left and right with this Pokemon and just cause serious problems for Rotom. So that is something to note. Pokemon that are very strong against this are going to be your grass types and anything that can have Freeze Dry. That's going to cause you some very, very big problems on Rotom. But this Pokemon is just so useful on so many teams because of its Levitate ability. For example, I have it on 1, 2, 3, 4 teams here that I'm just loving. Oh, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams. 5 teams that I'm running this Pokemon on because it's just so good. I really, really like Rotom in so many different ways. It's just a very, very powerful Pokemon and can just work in a number of different situations because of its typing as well as its Levitate ability. Just super, super nice. But that's really all I have for this particular Pokemon. This is a shorter one of these breakdowns, but I hope you guys enjoyed it nonetheless. If you found it entertaining and helpful, make sure you leave a like and smash that subscribe button for more videos like this in the future, and hope to see you all in the next video.